Okay, guys, let's start. Don't be shy. Oh. Lee, I can hear you.
Oh, I'm muted, I guess. Okay, how did that happen? Okay, I just put our assignment in the Padlet area. You can see the link in chat. So we're going to discuss chapter 3 today. And the reading comprehension questions. If you want to start with number 1, discuss dark eyes and pale eyes as used in this chapter. So who'd like to tackle that one?
Oh, just hold on, please, because oh my goodness.
Dostans, can you see the questions because you're on mobile? I can copy it to the chat if you want.
Okay.
Hassan had an unexpected electricity failure.
I see.
Oh boy.
Okay.
He's still online, right?
Not yet. Not already.
I mean, I can see his avatar here, so that means that he's online or he's on a mobile phone, right? Okay.
I think it will be dropped under some timeout.
Okay.
He's having some kind of technical difficulties.
Right.
And I'm sorry, I can't remember anything about dark eyes.
Okay.
Okay. So, and this is comprehension questions. Okay. So dark eyes, yes, and pale eyes. I remember that. I remember about dark eyes and about pale eyes. So it looks like the majority of the community, the majority of people in that community have dark eyes. So Jonas always had this difference, even though they don't seem to. They seem not, being really, not paying really much attention to their own appearance in that community. So having pale eyes seems something extraordinary for the community. That's why Jonas felt kind of different and not quite comfortable. So, I think in this chapter, what was interesting, that little Lily, like most younger sisters do, she's kind of not having this difference, which is not very, Jonas feels not very quite well. I can understand that because my little sister used to do the same thing. So, and being a teenager, you are very about any differences, anything that differs you from the others in the community. So I can relate. I can understand how uncomfortable he felt, having different eyes.
I don't think is uncomfortable. I don't think that Jonas is uncomfortable because he is lighting eyes. So he is saying the difference between he and the other people in the community, because almost all the citizens have dark eyes. So just a few people, like he, like other kid, and the baby has the only ones that has light color. So I think this can be a mouse surprise about thing, because Lily is, she make a comparison between he and the baby. So I don't think it's uncomfortable. It's just, wow, I'm a bit different. Why I'm different? I don't know, it's my point of view.
And when Lily mentioned the pale eyes, she was chastised. Why? Do you remember?
Yes, actually, in the book is she told Jonas, you look like him, so probably you and the baby have the same mother. So it's
okay. All right. In this community, okay, Jonas noted that Lily would have to watch her speech because in this community, it's against the rules to point out differences. It's not polite to say, you're different than I am. Your eyes are different. It's not polite to mention that in public. So
well, actually, it's not a rule. It was considered kind of rude to call attention.
Yeah.
So saying,
rude. All right. Okay. Good point. Same idea. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. The next question was describe the assignment of being a birth mother.
Okay. Can I do that?
Okay.
Okay, birth mother was the job given by the elder at the ceremony of 12 to some females. Their job was provide children to the community. They don't have a lot to see them and care of their babies of their own. They have a good life, get wonderful food, have a gentle exercise, and most of the times they just play games and amuse themselves when they are waiting. In other words, they had a good life while they are pregnant. The birth mothers live in the birth center for 3 years, and after this period of time, they become in labors.
They become what?
Hold on, because I want to say this. Labors, I don't know what is the pronounce.
Laborers.
Laborers, okay.
Okay, which is a low class of worker. So you go from being pampered like a queen to a low class of worker when your job's done. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Well, I wouldn't say that they were pampered like queens over there. I mean, yeah, they had like nice nutrition. They were over, right? So they did nothing, no heavy jobs, no heavy work. But that's just doing nothing, being lazy for 3 years and being fed. That's not like pampering like queens, it's just...
For some people, that's paradise.
But it's just expecting the baby. It's just expecting the baby. It's waiting. It's just waiting.
Yeah.
So they just provide the best environment for for the babies, basically. And after that, after the job is done, they are laborers. As far as I understood, these are people without any, these are women without any talent or without anything. So they should have good health.
And I can remember when I read that, I was thinking about, how we call these people who produced animals like dogs professionally, who have some
breeding.
When you are talking about the pets, or
yes, like that. And when I read that, I recall it that I have one friend who is a breeder for hunter dogs, and they usually do the same trick. They took the best hunter dog as father, who has the better result, and they bring to him the most,
healthy female. Yes. Healthy female.
Healthy female, and the work for female just doing nothing, just eat, play, and it's the same.
Okay. Okay, next question. At one point, Jonas was bewildered about something. Explain the circumstances.
I don't have an answer for this.
Okay.
Just a moment. I have to have a look. Bewildered about...
Page 10. Yeah. You can just search for the word bewildered. It was something you eat.
Oh, the apple?
Yes, the apple accident.
Apple accident, yeah.
Incident. Yes, apple incident.
All right.
Right.
So what was the apple
It was actually,
incident?
yeah. So it caught me by surprise when I first read it, because I didn't realize, that community, they seem to be colorblind. Because this undescribable shade, the same undescribable shade, or I don't remember the exact word used in the book, but of the same shade. His catch play with his friend, he saw something. He couldn't even explain what was it, but apple seemed to change because they didn't see the color. He couldn't actually explain what was it. As far as I understood reading this chapter, he saw the true color of the apple, of that apple. So that's why he picked that apple and didn't eat it over there in this recreation area, and took it home. He wanted to hold it, so, and to again, to see if it will reveal itself again.
Okay. Okay, so he and Asher were just throwing the apple back and forth, and while he was watching the apple, it changed for an instant, and then it was back to normal. And he was puzzled or bewildered by that. I thought it changed, but it looks like the normal apple. So, but he said it was the same color as his shirt. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever color that was. Okay. Good. And when he took... go ahead.
Interesting for me to realize that they don't see the colors. So that's why I understood why they didn't have mirrors in the community. So actually, like, everything was of the same color. So it was not, just maybe because of that they do not look that often. I don't know, but it's interesting. So
Okay.
I don't know, because I thought he was amongst about that incident because he kept the apple and he brought the apple at home. So when he was playing with Asher in the recreation area, he was playing. So he was helping to Asher, but I never thought about the color of the apple. So I'm confused.
The story didn't really say that what he noticed. He said it was the same color and shape. So it didn't really say in this chapter what he saw different, just that it changed for an instant.
Igno was about the action because he was playing with Asher. So when they have a snack, they can eat the snack. So he was playing with the snack, and he was supposed to eat the apple, but he was helping Asher to catch the apple. So he was kind of allowed to play with the snack. But when he kept the apple and broke the apple at home, it was different, because in this kind of stole the apple. Probably, but I thought he was talking about this paragraph. So I never talk about the color of the apple.
Oh no!
So-
While they were throwing it through the air, he was watching it go through the air, and for an instant it changed somehow, and then it was back to normal. So he looked at it and
Okay.
says, "It looks like a normal apple, but when I was throwing it, it changed." So something about the apple puzzled him. That's why he took it home to study it. And when he took
Okay.
it home, there's a rule that you can't take snacks home. You have to eat them.
Mhm.
So he was the topic of an announcement. Okay.
And actually, why I thought, that it was about the color, because here there is, it says that it changed in mid-air, but it was the same size and the same shape, a perfect sphere, the same nondescript shade, about the same shade as his own tunic. Remarkable happened when he tossed it back and forth, like in mid-air. For an instant only, it had changed. So actually,
Yeah.
so it was paying attention to this nondescript shade,
Okay.
so nondescript color, and then it changed something, but the same size and the same shape. So the shade must have changed. So that's
Okay.
why I realized it was about the color, actually.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
The next question is, what characteristic did Jonas associate with pale eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Yvonne,
Yeah, he was
you're
talking
welcome.
about the depth.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
He was talking about the depth. Yeah. So when you look into the depth of a lake or something,
Mhm.
kind of see
He-
the
he-
same. So he associated the pale eyes with this depth of a lake or water,
Mhm.
something like that. So not being able to differentiate the color, he cannot kind of describe it. So the lighter shade of eyes with the water for him, because it was probably a lighter shade of water, the depth of this water. So
Mhm.
interesting. So how can you describe something when you don't see the color? So the description might have been absolutely different then.
Okay. I can't find the sentence now, but somewhere in here he
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
right? Okay.
Actually, Jonas, he saw himself through a mirror. So
Yeah,
he
sure.
saw-
Mhm.
So she was
They
noticed
did not-
when he was
Oh, I'm sorry, just a moment. Someone.
Okay.
I can't find it. Ivan, you are so quiet tonight.
Yes, because I know this chapter very bad. I did not refresh it before class.
Yeah.
It's chapter 3.
The very last sentence in the chapter says that he thought of pale eyes as solemn and knowing. So somehow he felt like pale eyes had some kind of extra intelligence in the individual, perhaps. But he was just guessing. Okay.
Mhm.
But he thought perhaps the pale eyes, you could see more or understand things more deeply than the dark eyes. Okay, that's just a feeling he had. All right. Okay. Number 3E, list 2 characteristics.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Can I? I was muted. I didn't realize that.
Oh.
So can I read? I found this
Okay.
this sentence about the eyes. So depth. He decided, as if one were looking into the clear water of the river, down to the bottom where things might lurk, which hadn't been discovered yet. He felt self-conscious, realizing that he too had that look. So self-conscious, not an easy feeling, not a very pleasant one. So.
Right. Okay, so he associated the pale eyes with being able to look deeply into something and maybe understand it more or see things that other people can't see. So, okay,
Yeah.
good. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. List 2 characteristics about Lily that amused Jonas.
I don't know, but is okay. Go ahead. I don't know if I'm right. So it's about the characters of Lily or Jonas about Lily.
Say again?
Jonas about Lily. What did he say?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I think he pictured his sister like a speaker because she never was quiet. Her hair ribbons were usually undone. So she is very
Okay, she talked a lot, so he thought maybe she'd be a good speaker. And her hair was always disheveled or untidy.
Yeah.
Okay. So she wasn't a stickler for following the rules real close. She was kind of sloppy about the rules. So he seemed to think that was cute. He liked that about her. She talked a lot, said things that she shouldn't say. So she kind of didn't pay attention to the rules closely. So he seemed to like that about her, but he knew she'd get in trouble later.
Well, kids usually at this age they are say things and they say things and they think about. So just say things.
Okay. Okay. This is a thought question. When Jonas took the apple away from the recreation center, they did not make an announcement immediately. They announced it later after he was home. So my question is, why do you think they made the announcement hours after he did it rather than immediately after he did it?
Well, probably my answer is very silly, but I think they have the hidden security cameras in the community. You're watching all the time, day and night, 20 hours, 7 days a week. So it's just cameras. I don't find any other reason or possible reason to catch the exact moment and he took the apple and bring it home. So
that was kind of my thought. If it was a live person watching, they would have stopped him immediately. It looks like later that night, someone reviewed the film from the day, the recordings from the day, and said, "Oh, somebody took an apple home." So it seems like there was camera monitoring. That was my thought too.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Diana's thinking, but this is my thinking.
Mm-hmm.
What I thought. This is the moment of. It's not like anticipation or something like. I cannot find the proper word for that. But in the evening at home, this is like reflection time when everybody is like discussing their day and everything, parents with kids and everything. So it probably would have like deeper influence on the person when you do it during this time, when your parents are at home and listening, and they are like kind of so that's the sign for them as well. Plus, when you are expecting it, he definitely knew that this will be something will be on the news, so it makes him wait for that and dread it probably, because nobody wants the parents to know about something wrong that you've done before. So I think that's like the deeper influence involved over there. So you should know that you are watched, you are being watched like all the time. And when everybody is listening, we will announce it. We will make and all the community will know about that. Just no way to hide, nowhere to hide. Everybody will know. So this is also the pressure instrument, I guess.
But Diana, they did not say that Jonas made something. They just said that doing that is bad. Doing that is bad.
Okay.
It's not so traumatic, I think.
Well, but you will know. Your parents. How do your parents know? How did his parents know? His parents knew immediately that it was him. They looked at each other, and they just shook their heads and everything,
That's right. The announcement said it was an 11, and Jonas was an 11.
Right.
And he had an apple that he brought home. So
right.
No one else knew who did it, but his parents knew right away.
Yeah, but I don't think that others wouldn't know that, They know the kids do not have apple or anything like that, so they knew each other. There are not like a huge amount of 11s. Everybody knew. So basically everyone knew.
When I was young, it was an often practice in my school. When we have some common meeting and people in charge just say the stupid guys made that, and that. They will be punished. But they never mentioned us by name. It's only thing that save us.
Okay.
So do you remember how you felt during these 3 months?
Yes,
it worked.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It worked.
See. Yeah.
So there were 2 announcements in this chapter. One announcement was about Lily.
Yeah.
And it said, attention, this is a reminder to females under 9 that hair ribbons are to be neatly tied at all times.
Wow. That's a very important rule.
And that's why after that, Jonas looked at Lily and saw her untidy hair, and he kind of laughed, and he looked at her with satisfaction. He thought it was kind of cute that she was not following the rules, and that was directed at her. He said, someday it's going to be directed at her, and then after that, there was the announcement about Jonas. So
about the
he
apple.
was also the subject of an announcement. What strikes you as odd about this announcement? Attention, this is a reminder to male 11s that objects are not to be removed from the recreation area and that snacks are to be eaten, not hoarded.
Hoarded, what a word. Wonderful.
So the word hoarded is kind of strange there. A single apple does not make a hoard.
Yeah.
But it kind of indicates what it indicates they're worried maybe about someone hoarding food. I don't know. So, but that's why he got in trouble. Okay. All right. You got to love this community. This community is on top of it. They are watching. Okay. Another thought question is, why do you think birth mothers are treated so kindly at first and then so cruelly at the end?
I think because it's kind of punishment against them, because because they are having luxurious leave for 3 years. So it's kind of, I don't know, punishment,
I think it's
because because the other people have a simple life while they are living in a good life. So probably.
Okay. Any other viewpoints?
I don't think it is punishment at all, you know, just I think it's like the assignment, like any other assignment. So if you are not good at anything, your task will be to give birth to 3 kids and then you'll be a laborer. So what's the punishment? If you are not clever enough to be a loyal law person, legal, so everybody has the assignment. So laborer is an assignment as well. Somebody should be a laborer in the community. But if you are a female, your task can be to give birth to 3 kids. That's not a very heavy task, actually. If a woman is healthy, 3 kids, it's not too many. What's the punishment? To be a laborer?
No, just they don't have a reassignment for other community.
But laborer is an assignment as well. So Jonas in the previous chapter was afraid to, not afraid, he didn't envy the laborers, so he would never want to become a laborer. But this is the assignment as all the rest. So if you don't show any talent in any other sphere, you'll become a laborer. Yeah. Okay.
So it's not a talent.
It seemed like being a laborer, though, was a hard job, is what his mother said. It wasn't a desirable assignment, let's put it that way.
Well, yeah. So a hard job. I think that probably male laborers, they would have heavier jobs than women laborers, right? Like female laborers. But yeah, it will be like a physical job, yeah, occupation that you have to do physically. So, but somebody should do it in the community. So if you don't, if you don't want to do anything else, so you should do this job.
Yeah, the mother described it as hard physical labor until you're old. So it almost sounds like you're out there breaking rocks like a prison camp.
Well,
you
can be janitor. You can be a janitor, so it's not an easy job as well, you know. But somebody should do that.
But it's physical anyway. It's physical,
right? Absolutely. So you know, there are a lot of not very easy jobs for women and men. But you know,
but I think
if you don't go to college,
I think it's very cruel. It's not good.
Why?
Why? Because you don't have any choice to. Anyway, the elders choose your assignment.
Well, okay, yes, I understand that. I understand that. But in the previous chapter, we found out that they watch you closely, not just for 1 month, for years. They watch you, and you should reveal your talent during those volunteer hours and at school, at recreation, at everything. So you are being watched for a couple of years. And if you're doing nothing, if you're not showing any talent, so that's your fault.
But mother and laborer.
But I don't think that all females are, you know, how to explain you. So what will happen? I can picture a young female that is healthy, and probably I don't think that anyone has no talents. So I believe every person has a talent. So it's so cruel. So you will become an avid mother, and after that, after 3 years, you will become a labor. So I don't know how to explain you, but I think it's a punishment, because all the people have a tiny but have a talent. So
There's different ways to look at it. Okay.
I have another idea about that. I think that we're trying to find the logic where it doesn't any logic.
There is no
Where it isn't where it is no logic. I think that it's just a way to author of this book to play our feeling. She do it before, she do it after, and it's another thing. They treat bad pregnant women. What do you think about this community? They are evil.
They treat them beautifully. Pregnant women do nothing.
Well,
they just play. They just eat and lie and sleep.
Yeah. They treat badly your mothers. What do you think about this community? It's just a way. It's just a way to make us have special, how we call it, attention, not special point of view on this community. I think it's approach of the author.
Well, one of the things I like about the book is they don't necessarily tell you why the community has the rules and why they do the things they do. They just say this is the rules, and it's up to us to kind of figure out, I wonder why the community has this rule. So this was a thought question. There's no real answer.
Yeah, sure.
I think I think we discussed all the points. If they were observed during their younger years, Tori, a lot of people have talent, but they don't use it. They're lazy. They just sit around. They could do good work, but they just choose to sit and do nothing. So it may be that these birth mothers were just observed to be lazy individuals. So they were selected to be a birth mother. And then to change their slothful ways, they went to laborer after that. It may be that birth mother and laborers don't need much training. So once you leave one job, birth mother, to go to a different job, they just chose a job that didn't require years of training. We don't know the reason really, but it's just what ideas do you have? Another possibility is that maybe because they were kind of pampered when they were birth mothers, they used a lot of resources. Maybe they got more food allotment than everybody else. So now it was time to pay back the community for using all of these excessive resources that other people didn't get so much of. It's hard to say. Okay. All right. So if you want to view it as a punishment, that's okay too. It may be. There may be an element of punishment in there. Who can say? All right. We don't know the motivations of the community for some of these decisions.
Mm-hmm. So you are
as a punishment. What I can view as a punishment is that those women, birth mothers, they are not even allowed to hold their babies. The moment the child is being born, so they take the babies. So they are treated like I don't know, like just females, right? Who just give birth to children. That's it. Not like mothers at all.
Yeah, just breeders, baby factories.
Breeders,
like a dog breeder. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Mm-hmm. So that I can see as a punishment, because they do not have, even if they have any feelings toward the babies inside them, they are not allowed to express them.
Yeah.
Nope.
So that was strange.
Yeah.
Okay. The next thought question was, why do you think Jonas was so focused on the Apple incident? Why do you think he thought about it so much?
Jonas is an obedient boy, and he knows the rules. And it was pointed, right, that he violated some rules. That's why.
Well, he wasn't focused on breaking the rule. That didn't really bother him. But the fact that the apple seemed to somehow change for a second, his mind kept going back to that. What happened? What happened? What did I see? Why did I? What happened? It bothered him. So why did he keep thinking about that incident rather than saying, must have been my imagination? Any ideas?
I think we all know these feelings. You know, it's like deja vu when you feel something strange and you can't explain that. So it's bother us, I think.
Yeah,
Okay,
you are keeping in your mind all the time and thinking what's happening, what is happening, what's going on. So you are asking, but you don't get any answer. So
Okay. All right.
I think that here it is this incident again, like pointed out at his difference. You know, like the same thing as with his eyes. He kind of felt different already, right? And then all this incident, and probably he connected it somehow, maybe subconsciously even, with his different eyes of his. And this idea of him being different and seeing something different was not was unsettling for him as well. And plus, you know, all this upcoming December ceremony, everything was kind of unraveling for him.
Okay, that was kind of my thought. Was he saw something unusual, but rather than dismissing it, he said, "Well, I do have pale eyes. Maybe I can see something that other people can't see." So I think he made that association. So he kept thinking about it. You know, it's just a thought. We don't really know why it bothered him so much.
Absolutely, but I'm just, you know, like trying to put myself in his shoes. I would feel this way, I guess. So. And plus this structured society, you know, the community is really structured. Everything is explained by the rules. Everything, you know, like every single thing happening in the community, like the incident with the plane, was explained right away. Everybody is telling you what you do, what you should do, how you should feel, you know, everything. So, and everybody is really concerned about the expressing of the feelings and the correct, picking the right name for the feeling. So, you know, and here to have something extraordinary, something which had never happened. And he was asking Asher about that right away. He was asking, is that the same? Do you see
the same?
Something different? Yeah. And Asher was just, no, the same apple, nothing is different. So
everything seems like equal, you know?
Good point. It was a mystery, and there's no mysteries in this community, so it stood out as something with no easy answer. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Our next question: why do you think mirrors were rare in this community?
No point in the mirrors. You know, you will get your partner. When the time will come, you will get your partner. So there is no actually this hunt, this, you know, hunting thing when you are just your face and go to find your partner.
But don't forget that to families under night, that hair ribbons are to be neatly tied all the time. All times. So.
Right.
It's hard to manage, you know. You need an assistant.
Yeah, absolutely. But you have mothers, you have teachers, you have friends. Why? So I don't think that Lily did it herself. I think that somebody should have done it for her, you know.
She probably messed with them, though, and made them come loose.
Right.
And short advice to Vasans. Vasans, if you want to speak, just speak. Don't write T. We don't read it.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Vasant.
Vasant, did you want to talk?
Actually, this portion about, especially about the Apple thing, reminded me about the Matrix movie, because probably he might be the one who is different from that community, who can suspect some scandals in that community. So it's a funny thing.
Okay, good point.
Right.
Neo could see things or could do things in the Matrix that other people couldn't do. So, wow, I've never seen anyone move like that. You know. Good point. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tara, you pointed out mirrors are associated usually with bad things like vanity and
luxury and loss.
So it
Yes.
tends to make people try to look different. But if you have no
Yeah.
mirror, maybe you don't mind looking the same as everybody else.
Actually, the people in the community, their life is very simple. They have just the only necessary for live, I think.
Mhm.
So it's
We don't really know for sure yet, but it seems like there was
but
no luxury items. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Excellent.
There is no like curiosity about their own appearance at all. So I think it is kind of natural to have this curiosity. So it's not like a vanity thing,
Mhm.
but just I think that especially young people are very curious about their appearance, how they look, and
Yeah.
It's not necessary. I think they are curious because we point to that. We how to say, we use that appearance in our society. We talk about that. We point them. Your looks not so good or good against. But if you don't care about that, what's the point to have a mirror?
Well, actually, from the physiological point of view, just it helps with coordination even. Like babies who look at themselves in the mirror, they have this coordination developed much quicker and much better than people who do not look at the mirror, and they understand this depth of the environment, this 3D idea much better. So actually, it's like children, little babies who are not who are far from being, from this vanity. They're very curious about their body and about the movement of the hands. Like fascinating
Mhm.
things, they're fascinated by that. So, so I don't know.
It just occurred to me that by not having mirrors, and like you said, Diana, you can't see yourself without a mirror. So that means someone else has to tell you if you look correct and proper and
Right.
in accordance with the rules. So
Yeah.
it may be that there's no mirrors so that other people have to tell you that you're meeting
How
the
you look.
rules rather than you making your own
Mhm.
decision. I'm not going to follow the rules today, It may
Yeah.
be. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So everybody's watching you, right? So
Mhm.
all the members of the community watching each other as well.
Yeah.
You see?
Okay. How do I look? Okay. Let me see. Your ribbons are not neat. Let me fix that,
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are
Very
the
nice.
reverse
Very
anyway.
nice community.
Okay. Another question. What was Jonas's opinion of speakers, the people that made the announcements?
Mm. No.
So he doesn't think that he's not thinking highly of them, I would say. So that's why he was thinking that it was the good job for Lily, because she's speaking all the time. And well, I liked the description of this, can I say the droning of the voice.
Yeah,
Monotonous
monotone
thing.
voice. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, they just speak so much that it becomes monotonous over time, right? So nothing is going on, no ups and downs, just yeah.
Okay. There's some text I put in the chat area. It's talking about
Uh-huh.
Lily. Lily, she whispered, "I think he's asleep. I guess I better be quiet." Jonas turned on his desk. Some chance of Lily being quiet. That'll never happen. So he
Right.
knew she talked a lot. So Lily was never quiet. Probably she should hope for an assignment as speaker so she could sit in the office with a microphone all day making announcements. He laughed silently to himself, picturing his sister droning on in the self-important voice that all the speakers seem to develop, saying things like, "Attention, this is a reminder to females under 9 that hair ribbons are to be neatly tied at all times." So he thought they were self-important. So that's not
Yeah.
a good characteristic. So
Right.
he didn't think much of them. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Okay, that's all the questions I could think of to ask about this chapter in the assignment. Is there anything anyone would like to talk about as far as this chapter and what happened and the community? Would you want to live here? Do you think it's still a good community? It's orderly, it's clean, it's peaceful.
It's clean, it's peaceful, it's not the best community. They have a good and bad points. So, I mean, it's not all bad. They have a good points. But anyway, at this point, it's the same thing. I would like to live in this community.
You would?
So, I don't like it.
Would not. Okay, you would not like it. Okay.
No, don't like it. No. I have good points, but it's not my ideal community for live.
Okay.
What are good points? I'm interested about good points here.
Good points because people is, all the people have assignments, they have jobs, they know poor people, people respect each other. I think the community is clean, is kind of greeny community. So it's like the good points I see.
No animals at all, right?
No.
Very clean.
No animals. Yeah, it
Very
sounds
clean.
weird. No animals.
Yeah, they don't even know what hippo. Kids do not know what hippo is. So no animals whatsoever. They've never seen it. Not even zoos. Nothing like that. So no cats and dogs. Cats and dogs. No pets. Nothing.
No.
No TV. Just radio.
No TV, no radio, no movies, no restaurants, no malls.
They haven't
No.
mentioned any. Yeah, they haven't mentioned any of that stuff, so we don't know. Yeah.
Well, they mentioned recreation at school. So at the recreation, they just play outside with each other, which is good. Yes, which is nice. So I agree. But okay, they have like some games, everyone, and they play these kind of games, and everybody's watching. Not everybody, but there is the recreation teacher or someone who is watching the kids at this time. Yeah. Well, kind of my childhood. But except nobody watched us. We were just running around, nobody cared.
Yeah. One more question, I guess. What happens once you become 8? What changes as far as your duties or responsibilities?
At the age of 8, I think the kids start the voluntary hours, so they can
Okay.
explore volunteering. I think it's a key for the elders to get a segment for the kids.
Okay. So once you're 8, you got to start doing volunteer hours every
Yeah.
day. Okay. It's your choice what to do, I think, but you've got to do some free hours. All right. Good.
But I have a short answer to the previous question about would you like or don't like this community. And I just think that we have some special places for children. It's like Boy Scouts camps or something like that. It's outside the town, and children spend there months or 2 in the summer. And it's kind of close, hard discipline, no TV, a lot of good games on there. And I never watched any parents who was against that. I think in short, for a short time, it's a good idea.
Yeah, I agree. It's a good idea.
And,
So, I mean-
I have one question. Sorry, I don't know whether you talked about that part. They have identity badge, right? So they mentioned that, I think. he looked at his Jonas looked at his own tunic, and there was a name badge. So, what's the need for that badge? I think.
I don't remember that, but let me look. Badge, identification badge. Yeah, you're right. He did have an identification badge on his tunic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't remember this time.
Yeah,
No,
it's right here. It's when during the Apple incident, it said he blinked, looked around, and tested his eyesight, squinting at the small print on the identification badge attached to his tunic. So Vasantha's right. They did wear ID badges. Now, whether that was only, well, he's in the recreation center. I don't know if that was a school requirement or all the time.
Well, they don't do anything without rules, you know, just I think it was a rule.
It
So
may be.
You should have ID on your tunic.
Yeah. So if you break a rule, people are going to know who you are so they can report you.
Yeah. Of course, they will never name you, but everybody will know that it was you. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Someone had a question about this ID?
Say again?
Actually, I was not sure about the need of the ID badge. Yeah.
Oh. Well, like Diana said, it's probably a rule that everybody will wear an ID badge. But right now,
Make a community just big enough, you know, that everyone knows everyone. So it's a good idea for those whose job is watch you to know who you are.
right. Yeah, we don't really know how big the community is. It seems like it's kind of small, but you know, it may be thousands, and we don't know it. It doesn't describe only this little small group of people. So, all right. Okay, I guess that's really all I have, and our time is up. I'll post another assignment for next week. And again, you're welcome to write a summary of the chapter and give it to me, and I'll be happy to correct your writing and help you enhance your grammar skills if you like. Okay.
Did you get mine?
Wonderful, thank you.
I did see yours, Toriel. I haven't looked at it yet.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Diana, did you say that Bojina has read this story, or she might enjoy it? I don't know.
No, I think it's too early for her. She will not understand the story. Yeah,
Think
she
so?
will not understand it. Yeah, and grammar is still more advanced. You know, she's not ready for this story yet. You know, I don't think
Well,
English.
She understands rules. I hope.
Well, kind of. I wouldn't say that she understands rules. Well, she loves them, but she loves her own rules, right? So yeah.
Okay.
She understands rules, right?
Okay, everybody. Thanks for attending, and we'll see you next time then.
Thank you.
Thank you very much
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.
for this question, especially.